The goal with charting is to separate the signal from the noise. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Money Flow Stock Market Review and Forecast. I'm your host, Dr. BJ Love, and I'll be bringing you the weekend update for the week ending October the 3rd, 2025. Here at the Money Flow Stock Market Review and Forecast, we use time-tested methods and indicators that helps us to navigate these markets with confidence, calmness, and certainty. The Dow Jones Industrial Average briefly crosses 47K. Investors turn a blind eye to the government shutdown, shrugging off a government shutdown. The stock market remained in an uptrend as it rolled into Q4, setting a series of new all-time highs. A drop in crude oil prices weighed on the energy sector, down about 3.35%. Friday's rally to close the period left the different indexes at or just below new highs, with the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ up for the fourth week out of the last five, and the Dow Jones Industrial higher for the third week over the past 4 weeks. The small cap Russell 2000 outperformed, extending its winning run for an 8th week out of the last 9, nearly topping its 8-week win streak set way back in 2013. Now for the period, the Dow Jones Industrial gained 511 points and settled at 46,758. The S&P 500 picked up 72 points and closed at 6,716. The NASDAQ added 296 points, finishing at 22,781, while the Russell 2000 jumped 42 points and settled at 2,476. Now the VIX, aka the fear gauge, increased 0.02 points and closed at 16.65. Now, as we reiterate on every broadcast here at the Money Flow Stock Market Review and Forecast, that as long as the VIX remains below that threshold of 20, the market tends to grind higher. That is what we have been noticing. That has been the truth. That has been the evidence. That has been the reality for over a year now. As long as that VIX stays below the threshold of 20, market tends to grind higher. That's what it's been doing, going higher and higher and higher and higher, reaching new highs every week. Crude oil prices posted a 8% drop and closed at $60.79 a barrel. Gold prices gained $44.80 and finished at $3,990 an ounce, a new high. Silver prices slipped below $47 per ounce on Friday, but remain on track for a 7th consecutive weekly gain, closing at $47.97 an ounce. Bitcoin closed the session at 122,385. And we're going to look closely at Bitcoin and how we are profiting from the resurgence of Bitcoin. The outlook of the market, the technical condition of the market is bullish as the major averages power ahead. Now the VIX, or the volatility index, also remains in check, as we forestated being below that threshold of 20, showing traders are not worried about a correction over the near term. So now let's go and dig into these charts and let's see what's really happening here on a visual. Now we have our 4 grid. Those of you that have been following us for a while, you know that we are still in a green background on the S&P 500, on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, on the NASDAQ Composite, and also on the Russell 2000. So we're going to go ahead and maximize these charts so we can see what's really happening. We have a proprietary software that gives us a long-term trend. Now the long-term trend is up when the background is green. And we can see with each one of these price bars, which represents 1 week of action in the S&P 500, is above rising moving average, therefore giving us a trajectory of up, and it's been going up since we got the green background way back in May of 2025, and it's been continuing. And we also have a confirming background. We just don't rely on one indicator. We have a confirming MACD, MACD, moving average convergence and divergence, that is letting us know that we are projected in the near future to continue this uptrend as of this week. Then we're going to move on from the S&P 500. We move to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which hit a new high this week, having the same result. Price bars above rising moving average, and our confirming indicator, which gives us more confidence, calmness, and clarity that this uptrend in the near future right now will continue. Moving on now to the NASDAQ. Same result, green background. That is our simplified, color-coded signal that lets us know that we are in a long-term uptrend, and that is the dominant trend. Always remember, as we reiterate on this broadcast, long-term trends dominate, short-term trends fluctuate. So our long-term trend, which is our weekly trend, is dominating right now and letting us know that the near-term trend should continue, and we will stay invested and continue to multiply our profits week after week after week. And that is what we've been doing. Thank you very much. We're going to move on to the Russell 2000. We see the same pattern. We have a green background, prices above rising moving average. We have our confirming indicator, the MACD, giving us reassurance that this turn should continue. Now, what we're going to look at now, as we have done our top-down analysis, we do the global market, and now we're going to break it down into sectors, and then we're going to break it down into specific stocks in those sectors that we hold that has been giving us multiplied profits over the past year. And so what we do is go here to our flex grid, and we see in the sector analysis that we provide for free, only place that you can get this type of valuable information for free for now, that will help you to be a more informed and profitable investor. So we're going to go now and we're going to look at our sector spiders. And the way we view it is we look at the weekly chart that gives us the signal strength and what is happening right now in the sector analysis is that the XLXME, that is the precious metals and mining sector, has been on fire since we got the breakout signal way back in June of 2025. And it has been unstoppable with gold, silver, and those stocks that are part of this particular sector. So we look at the XME, and one of the stocks that we have been really excited about and profiting from is KGC. Wow. And this is your classic chart pattern of a stock that gave us a breakout signal way back in February, and the stock was at $10. Right now, it is at $25.78. It hit its high. That's over 250% return in about what? February, March, April, May, June, July, August, October. 7 months. 250% return. How wonderful, how marvelous is that? What a bargain! We did it, and we're going to continue to do it. And that is our gold play. Actually, it is involved in gold and silver. I'll probably do a spotlight on Kinross Gold in the very near future. So that is the metal sector, which is very strong. So according to a University of Chicago study, 80% of the risk in the market is you being able to recognize and choose and be involved in a leading sector when the market is moving up. We already have determined over and over and over again this week, I mean, it just seemed to be unstoppable, that the trend of the market, the long-term trend of the market is up. The dominant trend of the market is up. And that is how we determine what we're going to invest in. And then in the sector analysis, the precious metals, the XME sector, has been on fire. I ain't gonna sing no more. We're gonna keep it moving. Right. And then also in the tech sector, the XLK. Where you at, baby? Look at that pattern. It has been on fire. And in the tech sector, we've been looking at a familiar name, Intel, INTC. And as you can see, it gave us a breakout signal. This is the beauty of this system. It gives us, on a weekly basis, a signal of what to invest in right now that is projected to move up, 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 up. And we did. And that was back in August. And now we're in October. August, it was the breakout signal came in at 22. We are now at 38. Wow. What a bargain. And it seems like it's going to continue. Another stock that is doing very well in the tech sector is HPE. And that is Hewlett Packard Where else are you going to find